Right then, well the first thing that kind of springs to mind, the bumpers are sitting very off. When you look from here, you can see the passenger side one is really pointing downwards, and the driver's side one not quite as bad, but they should be pretty level. We'll try and improve upon that if we can. Oh yeah, I see, looking in there, someone's put a load of washers down between the front cross member and the bumper brackets. I don't know why they'd do that if they're already pointing down so much. To space them further seems a bit crazy, but I don't know. We'll have I guess there is a reason, so we'll have a look at that as and when. The number plate has got the wrong mount bracket on. That's got a sort of homemade thing on there. It should be mounted a bit higher up. I'll talk to you about that and see if you want another one, or whether you want. I mean, I guess that was probably done to aid air getting through the grille, maybe to help with cooling. Looking on the chassis here at this mount, that's the mount that the right-hand front A-arm bolts to. And that's obviously broken or cracked or something there in the past and has been re-welded. There's some fairly manky looking welding up there. It should be a nice, neat, or reasonably neat weld like on this side. A-arm bushes really don't look too bad at all, and you could go again with those. They aren't, there's a bit of cracking there. Front coils look very close together, and I think maybe another set of coils on the front. I think, you can see up here as well, it's had a homemade brake line. Would be nice whilst the body's off to take that opportunity, I think, to change that. What else have we got under here? Non-power steered. I think we're non-power brakes as well, aren't we? No, it is power brakes. Non-power steered. I don't know whether power steering is something that you'd like. That can be done. In fact, looking here, yeah, I hadn't seen that. There's a bit of a dent there where that A-arm is as well. That's interesting. We'll have to look a bit closer at this and see if there's any history there. The coil on this side is also very close. I think maybe a new set of front coils wouldn't go amiss. Yeah, and there's some cracking around the chassis rail there. So something's obviously happened here in the past, I guess. There's a bit of a wrinkle there. I guess more will come to light when the body's removed. But it's just what sort of makes me a bit suspicious. If you look up at the fiberglass under the wheel arch there, it just looks brand new. It looks absolutely perfect and brand new. So quite an expensive front end if this has had a replacement, and I'm pretty sure it has. It just looks too good, and that park light is new. It looks too good to be original, 40+ year old bodywork. Yeah, we've had a leaky caliper this side. I guess all the calipers will want stripping, and have a look at those and see whether we've got what leaks. You did say we got you saw a pool of brake fluid, but I don't know which wheel. I suspect it may have been the right hand front from what I can see there. What else have we got? Nice exhaust manifolds. Nice to see these cars with the proper manifolds on and not with terrible bloody exhaust headers, so that's very heartening. What else? Nice floor pans, all in real nice shape. Chassis, when you start to look in these areas here, all looks very good. The side rails all look very good. No real nasties there. I think we'll almost certainly want to change the main front to rear fuel line. So what I'm showing you is our ramp, isn't it? Let me go a bit further back. Yeah, so that's all very nice. You don't really see much under here when they're like this. A few bushes round the suspension that want replacing. Few little things. The washers on the spring is on upside down. Brake caliper lines. They've been replaced on the back, although not in the correct routing. They'll now make it all but impossible to get a caliper off. What else? Yeah, no spare wheel carrier. I guess that might be because of these mufflers that are on here. Maybe they don't allow a spare wheel carrier in. The bits that I was telling you about on the telephone that need some work is, you can see the chassis rails here have had some pieces welded over the frame, so I suspect there's some rot in there. There's also some rot starting just in the trailing arm pockets, so you can't body off this car and not deal with that. You know, it would be false economy, I think, to do all that work. Yeah, you can see some rot in there in that trailing arm pocket, and you can see, if I come the other side, you can see it more so. You can see this area here that's had a patch put over, so we'll cut those off, and it's also put right over the end, rather than that being a nice proper shape in there. It's all just one mass of steel, so we'll cut that off and have a look, and we'll make our repairs on there and make them very workmanlike and strong, and also that look very, very proper and correct, so that if you've got anybody looking at this car, you know, they'd never know that there had ever been any issue. That's the name of the game with it. I'll fell over a bell housing. Yeah, so we'll now make a start on bumper removal and the like, and get this ready for off. I'll give you a quick whiz round the shop. We've got a 68 coupe on this ramp here that had the incorrect fenders. That had 73 style fenders, so we've cut those off. We just fitted new 68 style fenders on there. A few odds and sods to do, and then this car will go and get painted. We had an 80 arrive this morning that we've just taken the transmission out of. That was the bell housing I tripped over. We've just taken that transmission out for a new clutch and for the flywheel to be skimmed. Got a 74 on this ramp here that's just had a load of MOT work and a bit of recommissioning. What else? Got a 69 Roadster here that has just had an MOT and a service. Another 67 Tri-Power under this sheet that's been body off, repaint, you know, you name it, it's had it. Got an 80 under that, under there, that's had a body off and an engine rebuild also. Got another 77 under that sheet that's had, again, another body off and repaint, new engine, new transmission, and now just waiting for the new interior to go in. Got a selection over there that nothing ever really seems to happen with, a 59, a 75 and a 70. Got a 427 engine out of a 69 there that's in our other shop. Can one of you guys get that for us? Got a, what's that? That's a 350 out of a 69. Got an 80 here, an 80 chassis that's the owner's taken the body off that himself, and we've refurbed the frame, and that's going to go back to him now, and he'll put the body back on. When the sheet comes off that, I'll show you that. What else? Down here, this is the frame off the 69 that 427 motor is out of, and this guy, poor bugger, he's just bought this from a dealer in Florida, and it's turned up here and it's absolutely as rotten as a pear, so he's having a replacement chassis shipped over. I mean, this thing is finished, you know, it's rotten everywhere. In fact, when you take it off the stands, the whole thing just folds itself in half. And we've got a 79 there that Ronnie's putting a new interior in. So that's all what's happening in Corvette Kingdom. And we've got my Mustang Fastback out here that Ian's just doing a bit of welding on, and I'll get that in and start priming that ready for paint. So there you go, that's what we've got on at the moment. We're a little bit clearer than we were. We have had a bit of a backlog lately. I've got a 61 arriving tomorrow for steering box overhaul and a few other bits and pieces. One last look at yours, and I'll keep doing bits for you as we move on. Like I say, we're going to get this ready for lifting. I'll give you a shout when the body's off. I think you said you wanted to come down and have a visit, and we'll go from there. So they are, John. I'll do a bit more as things progress.